Michael Ben-Ari is an Israeli politician, and former member of the Knesset. During the 18th Knesset, Ben-Ari was a member of the National Union Party, until it broke up as elections for the 19th Knesset approached and he co-established the Otzma LeYisrael party. He failed to be re-elected to the 19th Knesset. He was the first outspoken disciple of Rabbi Meir Kahane to have been elected to the Knesset. He has a Ph.D. in Land of Israel and Archaeology studies. Early life: Ben-Ari grew up in the Kfar Shalem neighborhood in South Tel Aviv, born to Mizrahi Jewish parents from Iran and Afghanistan. He studied at the Ben-Ari Yeshiva at Kfar Harale, at the Hesder Yeshiva in Yamit, and at the Merkaz Harav Yeshiva. As part of his Hesder army service, he was with the Nahal settlement at Neve Dekalim from 1982 to 1986. He studied education at Bar-Ilan University, gaining a B.A., before studying the Talmud for a master's degree, and the Land of Israel for a Ph.D. He was a rabbi teacher at the Da'at Unaim Yeshiva in Petach Tikva as well as the Ben-Ari Yeshiva in Givat Shmuel. Political career: previously a member of the banned Catch Party, Ben-Ari still views himself as Meir Kahane's follower. He ran with the Harut, the National Movement Party in the 2003 elections, and for the 2006 elections, he ran with the Jewish National Front Party, but both times failed to be elected since the parties did not pass the threshold. Leading up to the 2009 elections, the Jewish National Front joined a new party called Eretz Yisrael Shalanu. That new alliance then joined the National Union, and Ben-Ari was placed fourth on the combined list for the elections. He entered the Knesset as the party won 4 seats. Once elected, he appointed Hebron residents and Kahanists Baruch Martzal and Itamar Ben-Gvir as his aides in the Knesset. In 2009, in an open letter to Israeli leaders and politicians, Ben-Ari stated that Pope Benedict XVI's visit to Israel would be an insult to the memory of Holocaust victims. Unlike his teacher, Rabbi Meir Kahane, who was marginalized and isolated as a member of Knesset, Ben-Ari has succeeded in integrating himself into Israel's political arena. According to Yuri Avneri, his extremist perorations are listened to with rapt attention by most factions in the Knesset. Ben-Ari's November 2009 United States visa application was denied on the grounds of his arrest during anti-disengagement protests in 2005 and his support for Kahanist ideology. Ben-Ari opened his external member of Knesset office in the South Tel Aviv neighborhood in which he grew up. Throughout the 18th Knesset session, he struggled to bring attention to the growing number of Sudanese whom he blamed for increasing crime rates and causing other problems for local residents. In June 2011, to draw attention to what he saw as the growing illegal alien problem, he bused 40 Sudanese nationals to a prestigious pool in northern Tel Aviv, provided them with new bathing suits and paid for their entrance. Ben-Ari's 2012 visa application to attend a conference in D.C. was denied on the State Department's prerogative to ban terrorists from entering the country. In July 2012, all members of Knesset were sent a copy of the New Testament by a missionary organization. Ben-Ari called it provocative, and subsequently tore his copy, referring to it as a despicable book responsible for the murder of millions of Jews, and which should, including the senders, be put in history's trash can. In November 2012, Ben-Ari and Aryeh Eldad left the National Union to establish Otzma LeYisrael. Ben-Ari and Eldad publicly burned Palestinian flags in response to the passage of United Nations General Assembly Resolution 67/19. The party failed to cross the 2% threshold in the 2013 elections and Eldad subsequently lost his Knesset seat. Political arguments: in March 2010, in response to David Miliband's statement that the Israeli cloning of British passports is intolerable, Aryeh Eldad commented, "I think the British are being hypocritical, and I do not wish to insult dogs here, since some dogs show true loyalty, but who gave the British the right to judge us on the war on terror?" The canine theme was taken up by Ben-Ari, who said, "Dogs are usually loyal, the British may be dogs, but they are not loyal to us. They seem to be loyal to the anti-Semitic establishment." Ben-Ari argues that most Arabs should be expelled from Israel. In September 2010, according to Gassam Khatib, he is said to have reacted to a remark noting that for every Israeli killed, 6 Palestinians had died, by remarking, "For every one dead on our side, we need to kill 500 and not 6. In May 2011, he equated leftists with Hezbollah and Hamas, calling them germs, and enemies of Israel. In November 2012, during Operation Pillar of Defense, he said, "There are no innocents in Gaza, don't let any diplomats who want to look good in the world endanger your lives, mow them down. Kill the Gazans without thought or mercy." During a protest demanding the government escalate the assault on Gaza, he repeated, "Let the IDF kick ass." Before complaining, "Why is it that after 200 assaults only 15 were killed? It should be 15 assaults and 2,000 killed." In July 2014, during Operation Protective Edge, he was cited as having argued that, "Those who pity their enemies end up being cruel to their own people. Those who are cruel to their enemies truly love their own people." Arrest: on June 1, 2009, Ben-Ari was handcuffed and arrested after being involved in an incident near its Hor in the West Bank, and despite his parliamentary immunity as member of Knesset. He climbed onto an army truck and refused to get off, demanding that the Israel Border Police and Israel Defense Forces soldiers explain to him why they had arrested and handcuffed minors at a road-blocking protest. Knesset Speaker Reuven Rivlin called the police commissioner and clarified that the police has no authority to arrest an MK without his approval. Yitzhak Aharonovich, the internal security minister, justified the arrest, despite Ben-Ari's parliamentary immunity, saying that he will not let MKs violate the law. Ben-Ari's response was to suggest that Aharonovich first verify the facts before coming to conclusions. The IDF spokesman Unregistered Trademark S office started an investigation into whether the IDF and Border Guard acted illegally in their treatment of Ben-Ari. On June 16, the Knesset committee discussed Ben-Ari's arrest. While the semantics of the word arrest were discussed, it was confirmed that Ben-Ari was not incarcerated. It was reported that a letter from the Chief of General Staff's office stated that the IDF expects elected officials and public representatives not to fan the flames and to abide by instructions from the security forces. Chairman of the committee, Zev Elkin from Likud, criticized the Ministry of Defense for boycotting the meeting and not sending representatives. Personal life: Ben-Ari lives in the Israeli settlement of Karnai Shomron. His brother, Herzl Ben-Ari, is the head of the Karnai Shomron Local Council. References: External links, official website, Michael Ben-Ari on the Knesset website.